Ladies and gentlemen, for many years I had the honor to stand before you at this meeting and call the names of each new member and welcome them into our bar. Tonight, however, I have the honor to stand before you and call out the name of one of our members in order to say goodbye. A talented performer, an outstanding lawyer, an amazing husband and father, and my friend and a friend of yours, Lon Shull III. I know I'm supposed to be brief, but Lon had a whole lot of personality to cover in 5 minutes, so I'll do the best I can. With us tonight is Lon's amazing wife, Lynn. They're the proud parents of Margaret, a very accomplished 23-year-old who unfortunately is sitting in the airport in Philadelphia. Margaret's currently in the accelerated and prestigious nursing program at Villanova. Lon joined the bar in 1984. And he left us on July 8, 2016, just 2 weeks past his 57th birthday. Lon was a performer in every positive sense of that word. He was astute in his analysis of any situation, and he performed accordingly. He quickly recognized any essential task, and he performed it. In fact, recognizing what lay ahead and what he had to do, just days before his death, he told each of his family members separately, "I love you, but I have to go." Now, the members of his family, Lynn, Margaret, his mother, his brothers, had no idea Lon had spoken those words to each of them separately until after his passing. He was a performer. He was an accomplished attorney, and he performed his job so well. He was a fellow in the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers. He served as an adjunct professor at the College of Charleston, Trident Technical College, and the Charleston School of Law. Since graduating from the University of South Carolina School of Law in 1984, Lon was ever advocating for his clients. He fought hard and long, sometimes risking the label obstinate. And often he undertook a client's cause because otherwise that client had no voice. And he would do that irrespective of what or if he would be paid. While a talented and respected lawyer, music was Lon's passion. He often quipped that he practiced law to support his music habit. His accomplishments in the field of music are far too many to name. Among them, he was a talented conductor, conducting numerous church choirs in the Midlands and in the Low Country. He was the associate conductor of the Charleston Singers Guild of the Charleston Symphony Orchestra and the conductor of its chamber choir. He also touched thousands through his beautiful baritone. He most recently sang at Grace Church Cathedral and as the staff baritone at the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist. He embraced the opportunity to sing baritone in the King's Counterpoint. He conducted and sang with the Charleston Spiritual Ensemble. His musical skills were masterful. The only thing Lon loved more than music was Lynn and Margaret. And in fact, it was the love of music that brought him together with the love of his life. Lon and Lynn grew up on the same street in West Columbia, about 2 blocks apart. Lon's father was the minister at Lynn's church. Lynn will tell you, she thought Lon was a little bit of a geek. He was the band guy, he was kind of the comedian. But it seems like maybe something was going on, and Lon's mom knew about it before anybody else did. Because as he got older, the only way he was allowed to drive the car to school is if he gave Lynn a ride. Well, she thought he was a geek, but she needed a ride to school, so that went on for a while. Lynn's senior year, she was heading off to college on a music scholarship, but had been sick, so she needed to brush up on her musical skills. Lon was studying voice. He needed accompaniment, and the rest was fate. They had so many wonderful years together, celebrating their 30th anniversary, eating hospital food in his room at MUSC. He was a fabulous dad, and you're going to hear a little bit more about that in just a moment. But since 23 years ago when Margaret was born, I never saw Lon Shull that he didn't give to me an amazing story about his daughter with a pride that you could not contain. Lon also performed as our friend, always there with a warm smile, heartfelt empathy, and his lightning quick with. I had an immediate connection to Lon the first time I met him. We were engaged in a conversation, and he casually mentioned where he had clerked during law school. It was a law firm where I had worked my way through college in Columbia. And I thought for years, that's it. That's why we had this wonderful connection. It was years later when I realized that had absolutely nothing to do with it. Lon made everybody feel special. He had a huge and welcoming heart, and he assumed that everybody else did too. He told you what he thought. He was open and honest, never one to shy away from a situation or be a wallflower. But he was fiercely loyal. And once you gained the respect and the admiration of Lon Shull, you had it forever. Humor was one of Lon's many defining characteristics. I mentioned he was always so proud to be, or if I didn't, I should have, always so proud to be a member of the family court bar. Well, Lon fancied himself that he fit right in with the female members of the family court bar. He wanted to be one of the girls. Now, he appreciated his history of complicated health issues, and he frankly knew that he was probably going to leave us all too early. Nevertheless, in December of 2015, the Christmas just before he passed away, he found out that the female members of the family court bar have an annual book exchange. He was not going to be left out of this event. Now understand, Lon had no idea what a book exchange was. He had no idea how it operated or what was going to go on. He was undaunted. Thankfully, Lynn gave him some coaching, sent him out the door with a book in his hand that he could exchange, and off he went. When Lon came back in the door that night, he was laughing hysterically. Lynn just looked at him with a puzzled look, and Lon explained, "The book I got tonight, you're not going to believe it. It's entitled, 'The End of Your Life Book Club.'" Lon saw only the irony and the humor of that. The rest of us might have felt a little differently. So many of his friends remarked how much fun he would have with the current political climate. No matter your politics, Lon would have made it funny. And I just somehow see him playing Sean Spicer on Saturday Night Live. I think he would handle that role perfectly. There's so much more I would love to be able to tell you about Lon. How he and Lynn rescued Lily, a dog who had been abused, and she became his inseparable companion. He took her to Starbucks and got her puppuccinos. How once, and I've confirmed this is a true story, an opposing party in a family court case insisted she had to nurse her infant on the witness stand. Lon soldiered right through that cross-examination, never showing an ounce of timidity. He went back to his counsel table, remarked to his co-counsel, and I'll do this in my best line, "How the hell is anyone supposed to cross-examine Madonna and Child?" He was there for me personally and gave me strength and love when I went through a difficult period in my life. He loved the Gamecocks. He was a Villanova Wildcats fan. And while intubated, he still acknowledged when his friends came to his hospital room and said, "Happy birthday." And I would like to be able to tell you how much he loved each one of you. But I mentioned earlier I would share with you a little more about what a fabulous dad he was. Laughter was so important to Lon, and being able to make Margaret laugh was one of the primary things that kept him going. And if I can share with you a quick glimpse of Lon.
Margaret, I got a joke I wanted to tell you, so here it is. Did you hear about the music director who was convicted of murder and sentenced to the electric chair? Well, they tried to electrocute him 2 or 3 times, but they couldn't. You know why? Turns out he wasn't a very good conductor. I knew you'd like that. Bye.
The best part of it is Margaret probably really didn't like the joke, but Lon thought it was funny enough for both of them. Lon, we love you, but we know you